Morning all, welcome back to the channel. This car's due in for its MOT tomorrow, so as regular viewers will know, we need to fix the seats, and in order to do that we've probably got to move the pedal box. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Right, the first job is to get these body panels off and unclip them, or unclip these a nightmare Zeus fasteners, which don't stay down when you want them to stay down and come off when you don't want them to come off. So if we loosen each of the body panels, we can take the body off completely because under here is a pedal box which we need to expose, because I think what we're going to end up doing is moving the pedals forward rather than adjusting the seat. The seat will be fixed. These seats are attached at the back on 2 bolts but need work, and it's going to be far easier to get to them through the side panel. In fact, we might even lift the roller skate up on the lift because we have a very handy 2-post lift. So, thing to do, get the bodywork off, ship that out into the sunshine, get the roller skate on the lift, and we'll go from there. Right, so we've moved the car outside. You may be able to hear a Volkswagen Fox in the distance because it's warming up for its oil change. It's a working garage, so we've been evicted to out in the sunshine. Fortunately, it's glorious and 30 degrees already, and it's not even 10 o'clock yet. So, we have removed the majority of the body panels off what we call the roller skate. So, regular viewers will know this is a 2-litre Ford EcoBoost engine, so effectively an inbuilt turbocharger. Transverse engine, used to go in the front of a Ford Focus, now it's in the back of the V2. This bodywork is connected to the roller skate still because the side repeaters on the side wing mirrors, are they really wing mirrors? Not sure that's a wing, but you know what I mean. The side repeaters are wired in, and we're going to take the opportunity to put a plug on here for quick release in future. So, yes, as I say, taking the side panels off so we've got good access to the seats to fix those in a position. Bodywork has come off and it's over here. In fact, just follow me and have a look. I'll show you what I'm talking about with the, can you see from there? Yes, you can. If you look into the, underneath of the front cover, so in here is a pedal box, which is secured by these 4 bolts. And you can see that there are other positioning bolts further up the steel bar. So rather than moving the seat towards the pedals, our plan today is to move the pedals towards the seat. Looking at the length on the brake lines, we might get away with that because there's a fair bit of play in them. Not play in them, but there's a fair bit of length. If not, we'll have to remake some brake lines that run down to the junction box. So that's pretty much where we've got to. I think the next thing to do is to snip these lines, get that final piece of bodywork off, and then we can start to attach the plugs. Right folks, we've brought the car inside and put it up on the lift because it is 30 odd degrees outside, hotter than Gandhi's flip-flop. So come with me and I'll show you what we've done so far. We have offered up the seat runners. You can see inside here, we've got an inspection light, you probably see. We've offered up the seat runners to the holes, and we've checked that these particular seat runners fit the seat in question and the slide. So the game now is to offer up the cream seat, make sure it marries up with the runners still. There'll be a bit of jiggery pokery and wiggling around, I think. Bolt the seat in, and then hopefully I'll be able to slide backwards and forwards and reach the bottom of the clutch. That's the plan. Bear with me, I'll bolt it in. Right folks, sit rep. We've managed to get the seats in. So as you can see, if you can come in under here, we've got spacers so that I, Mr. Shorty, I'm a good inch higher than I was before. Let me just drop down. This is not the right seat base. That's the seat base for an old blue seat. I've had some black seat bases made specifically for these cream seats. So that is now rock solid, and it slides backwards and forwards minimally. I'm going to drop it to the ground, test it for size, and then turn our attentions to the passenger seat. So let's press on. Right, down she goes. Up she goes, down she goes. Okay, so I'm going to drop this right down and climb in and check the seat position relative to the pedals, in particular the clutch. So, the point of having a black seat base made is because you do this to get in. I'm using the old blue ones, as you know. This is rock solid now. I can slide in nicely. What we do need to do in the fullness of time is get a removable steering wheel, which will obviously then make it even easier to get in and out. This is perfect. I'm inches away from the top of the gear stick. I can push the clutch down, and we've even got, let me just try, we've even got a little bit of movement. I can go, should I wish to, even closer. But to be fair, that is absolutely bang on. That's absolutely bang on. So now, it's just a case of fitting the passenger seat, which doesn't need to be on runners. So let's get it back up in the air and have a look. Right, that side was considerably easier than the other side. We've managed to bolt the passenger seat in directly to the chassis frame. It was a toss-up between insulation taping the nut to the end of a ruler and fishing it down so that we could get it on the other end of the bolt, or, as I've done in the past, super gluing the nut to my finger and wiggling your finger till it came off. Anyway, as it happens, we've got it in, it's rock solid. So I think the sensible thing to do now is to drop it down to the ground, climb in and give it a spin around the car park. Right folks, so she's back on the ground and the seats are in. So they are rock solid. This one's on an adjuster, that one's bolted straight to the frame. So what I'm going to do, I've taken my shoes off, I'm going to climb in, because my boots are too big to get past the steering wheel. These seats are loose, the seat base is loose rather, because the black ones are on the way. I've said that more than once today, so I'm shut up. I'm going to prime the fuel pump. I'm going to prime the full pump again. And then she's going to start on the button, he says. Cool. I'm going to have a spin around the car park. See how she goes. Cool. I'd say that's a success. Looking good. Time for the bodywork. And the seat belts. Right folks, I think we're making progress. We are outside now though in the baking heat and it's 35 degrees. So I think we need to reverse this back in the workshop and attempt to fit the seat belts and ultimately the bodywork, because this is due for its MOT tomorrow. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Let's get into the shade and get the seat belts fitted. Okay folks, that's the driver's seat belt fitted. It's a standard 3-point seat belt, so bolted to the frame here. Usual stay there, I'll undo that. Pops out, inertia reel seat belt, sits behind you, fastened to the frame there. So, I have exactly the same thing to repeat on the passenger side, which is 3 bolts, couldn't be easier. When we've done that, I think I'm going to call it a day for the day. All that remains is tomorrow morning, in another 35 degrees of heat no doubt, we have to refit the bodywork, and then the whole thing is due to be shipped down the road for its MOT. Fingers crossed it goes through with flying colours. But the seats are fine. The wiring's fine, it drives as you've seen from the car park shenanigans. So if you've enjoyed that video, please like, subscribe, it makes a huge amount of difference to the channel, and join me again on the next one. Please click the like button, subscribe for more content of this nature, join me again on the next one.